Alright, what I have here is my Mitchell MD 100, and I pimped this guitar out quite a bit. I put in brass bridge pins with a matching abalone inlay, and re-crowned, dressed, and leveled all the frets, did all kinds of primping there, and also put in a Fishman pickup with a mic blend option, and an Irvana compensated nut along with an Irvana compensated saddle. The last step is to put on some of Creative Cuts decals to make the Vine of Life inlay. And the first step we're going to take is to get all the oil out of the neck. I've already done a pre-wash with this, so it's not going to be dirty, but I figured I may as well just hit it twice, just to be sure. Zippo lighter fluids is naphtha, and naphtha is the #1 thing to clean your fretboard with, to get all the oils out. Rubbing alcohol will work, sort of, but it won't pull all the, and even if you don't oil your neck, rosewood is a naturally oily wood. So it's a real good idea to hit it with naphtha. And don't worry about your finish. It doesn't do anything to it. It's the best thing to actually get grease and stuff off, fingerprints and whatnot off of your finish. It won't damage it a bit. So after we do that, the next step is to take these, cut them up into the proper pieces, and stick them on the board. So I'm going to start with the directions that come with the decals. There they are, and I'll just read them off. First one, obviously, cut the pieces out of the 3 larger pieces here. Now, here's a very important note. One is that when you're cutting these, you can see there's spaces missing for where the fret would be. So you're cutting those into their individual pieces. Now, on the ends, do not cut directly on the decal itself. Cut just a little bit farther out. Very small amount, but just enough. These are already going to run a little bit short, probably to prevent any novice errors of overlapping onto a fret and having it not fully seal or something. Making it easier for everybody. But you don't want to cut any extra off beyond that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that'd be a good idea for Creative Cuts there to offer one that has the line just longer, and you can cut it with a razor knife up against the fret, something like that. I don't know. Maybe an idea. In any case, I'm not going to cut these here because I have horrible lighting where I'm at, so I'm going to go cut them at the table, and I will be back. Okay, now I've got them all cut out, and I've placed them perfectly exactly where I want them, being sure to note that I'm the same distance away, like on the 12th fret one here, same on each side, and making sure that the vines all connect pretty well perfectly. Now, I had to make a couple adjustments on the end because I only have so many frets, and this is meant for a much longer scale length, and there's an official end at the bottom of it, but I only have I have 2 little frets, so I had to make something up, and I think that'll suffice to kind of end the pattern. So the first thing you do, leave that all, remember to get it all straight and perfect, and then all you do is grab one of them, and, well, whoops, can't quite get it here. There we go. Now when you're peeling these off of here, be very ginger. Sometimes a corner will stick down. And I do. Now, first thing I'm going to do is slide this up a little bit, because there we go. Now I'm just going to try and mate it up with that line. Whoops. Come on now. And there we go. Now, it says that you should be pressing these down with some sort of object. I think just hand tight, you know, and just really go over it good. You can use a quarter and stuff like that, but I prefer not to. Okay, all installed, and now it's time to peel them off. Now they say to wait several minutes before you peel them off, let it sit for several months. By the time you get done all of these, it will have been enough time, but you have to start back up here. Okay, so you take them off at a slight angle, be very careful and look at them as you're going. You don't want to peel anything up. They shouldn't anyway, but you want to just be ginger because you just did put them down there, right? So. And take a look for yourself. Let's try that again. There we go. I don't know if that's focusing or not, but not too shabby for 30 bucks. Creative Cuts. Alright, so here we are the following day after I had installed the Creative Cuts vinyl inlay stickers. I chose to wait an extra day to make sure the glue was fully cured, the adhesive was fully done. Then you can oil the neck, and it's not going to damage them at all. I always put a little bit of boiled linseed oil on the frets, or on the wood rather, and then immediately wipe it off. I let it sit for maybe a minute or two, and then I wipe it all off. And now I put on a set of 12s, and I should have put a set of 10s because it hurts my fingers because I'm not that good of a guitarist. But in any case, I did forget to mention one of the things that I did do to this guitar that I have not listed was I put in a JLD bridge doctor, and that's another thing I wanted to mention to you guys. The bridge doctor is underneath of this screw, or underneath of this, excuse me, there's a screw underneath of this mother of pearl dot. The only regret I have is I wish they would have had an abalone dot in there as well, so you could pick between the two. But regardless, still does its job great. Inside of there, underneath of the bridge, you can see a block with a little hole in it. Inside of that hole is an Allen screw, and there's a piece, a long dowel of wood that goes all the way back to the tail block of the guitar. And it allows you to dial pressure in on that, and it'll bow the top down. Because every guitar, no matter if you get a $5,000 Martin or a $100 Ibanez, they all lift up a little bit. Now the cheaper ones will go way up over time because of warped bridges, bridge plates rather. But with the JLD bridge doctor, it's no longer an issue. Put a precision ground straight edge on there, and it is perfect. There is not one speck of light coming through there, and it'll stay that way forever. So, in any case, that is Creative Cuts vinyl inlay stickers. Again, the one small thing I would have to say, I'm going to have to send them a message, see if they can do it, is to make the inlay stickers just a little bit longer so they actually go onto the frets. That way you can cut them off, because as it is, you can see that they're just a little bit short, which I'm assuming is to make it easier for any level of any skill level DIY project guy or girl to do, and it does make it a little easier. There's a little bit room for error. So the only other reason I could think of maybe that they might be thinking to do that is for expansion and contraction in the wood, but it wood only expands and contracts widthwise, doesn't do it lengthwise, so that's a moot point. But regardless, maybe they could offer you know, a slightly longer version kit for the advanced level DIY sticker putter on her, I guess. So in any case, that is Creative Cuts. Steer clear of the cheap ones on eBay for $5–10. They're gonna do no good. They're gonna last for a few days. They won't look as nice. I've had these on. This is the third or fourth guitar I put these on, and I love them. I've had it on my GNL, my Ibanez, and my Strat for at least 2 years now, and no problems at all. You cannot feel them, okay? And I've had none of them peel up or scratch or anything like that. So really good product. Creative Cuts. Check them out. Tell them Rick sent you.